smoking gun. Now some of you have lived through me and light me up, throw away the key. Or just find a place to hide away and hope that I just go away. I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. I bring you precious contraband and ancient tales from distant lands. Conquerors and concubines and conjurers from darker times. A betrayal and conspiracy and sacrilege and heresy. I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. Yeah, I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. Tell you lies, criticize and sympathize. But be careful what you wish for, friend. I've been to hell and now I'm back again. I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. Yeah, I feel alright. I feel alright tonight. Yeah, I feel alright. Yeah, I feel alright. I think it's you know, reality doesn't rhyme, and so it's sometimes I think that song's more autobiographical now than it was when I wrote it, and so there are some people that'll approach it from that standpoint. And I've done worst thing about having a record out is I have to do interviews, and people always want to know where songs come from, and that gets to be sort of a strange thing sometimes, because sometimes I have a hard time pinpointing exactly why and how songs came about.
Yeah. You went from massive critical commercial success in the mid-80s with Guitar Town and Copperhead Road to not recording for almost 5 years and eventually doing some time in prison. What happened?
I'm a heroin addict. It's real simple, and the same thing happened to me that happens to all heroin addicts. I got away with it for a long time, something that I messed around with since I was 13 years old, and what I do for a living, it was a little more socially acceptable, and there's a lot of people in any other normal or so-called normal walk of life. There's like money will dictate that you reach some sort of dead end earlier than I did, and money wasn't a problem. And also, it's just as long as I was making records and showing up for shows, nobody seemed to mind very much. And it finally did what it always does. I just finally reached a point where it was a full-time job to get drugs, and so there wasn't any time to make records anymore.
Was prison rougher than you expected?
It's I don't recommend it. I don't look that good in orange, for one thing, and nobody does. You put a bunch of people in orange under fluorescent lights, and
so how did you turn the corner? Was there a point when you decided this is killing me?
No, they locked my ass up.
Prison was the turning point.
That was basically it. And so I got, involuntarily straight for the first time, and the fog tends to clear. And I don't know at what point my lawyer made arrangements for me to go to treatment from jail with no guarantees that I'd be released from jail. And something happened, and I don't really know what it was, but at some point I decided that I didn't want to die. It's that simple.
You're the only person I've ever heard described as a serial husband. What is it, 5 or 6 marriages?
It's 6, but 2 of them are to the same person, so I'm not sure whether that counts.
Well, it's like Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. They did it a couple of times. Are
Well,
you still looking for love, or you
Sure,
found it?
Well, Lou and I, our divorce didn't work out, so we kind of had to get married again. It was just, we got kind of a house full of kids, too, so.
So, what's your recovery program? I understand you're working with addicts. Is that important? Do you have to stay completely sober, or?
I don't drink, because that'll just make me want something else. I mean, I always considered, I didn't drink very much for years before I stopped doing heroin because I just considered it to be a relatively inefficient drug. And I drank sometimes when I was in England because I like the beer here, and sometimes in Ireland.
Well, you were hanging out with the Pogues, weren't you? So I imagine you couldn't, just stick to a spritzer and a packet of pork
scratches. That came under the heading of research. That's like,
home in both camps.
Country singer, because I'm always going to talk like this, but I haven't been really a country singer in a long time as far as the people that market my records, and I don't really identify with what's going on in Nashville now, and haven't in a long time. And if Garth Brooks is a country singer, then I'm definitely not.
Elvis almost recorded one of your songs, didn't he, in your early days in Nashville?
Yeah, I don't care if he is dead. I'm still mad about that.
What happened?
It cost me a lot of money.
Did he miss his early alarm call or what?
It was that sort of deal. My first producer, Tony Brown, was the piano player in his band at the time. And that's why I know for a fact. I had heard rumors that he almost recorded the song for years, and then when Tony and I were working on Guitar Town, he confirmed it, which I almost wish he hadn't. It made me physically ill. But the song was the first song up on the session. The band had already rehearsed it, and Elvis just never left the hotel and came to the studio. And that was in '75, and he never recorded it again, and he was dead 2 years later. So.
You saw the Sex Pistols in Texas when Sid was bleeding everywhere and hitting people.
Yeah.
How was that? Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything from the Sex Pistols in Texas?
That gig was was 3 blocks from where I grew up, literally. And I was actually in Austin the night of the gig, and I was living in Mexico. And some friends of mine said that they were playing in San Antonio, and we ran down to see the gig. But I could have told you he was going to get hurt in that place. I used to play there.
Well, he got really hurt at the end of the day, of course. Okay, thanks, Steve.